short like you do.
Starboard.
Hey, Scott!
Scott Starboard.
All right, I'll get Scott.
Scott Starboard.
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 Now, start it up, feel the baseline, gallop fast, collide past the stars, shoot through the mast. Hands high, cheer flows like the breeze. The Scott Starboard vibe, breaking rules with ease. Gritty like sawdust, but smoother than silk. Words spill out, whipped up, honeyed and milk. The show takes on galaxies, king of the scene. Fusion of rhythms, a genre-grafted dream. Scott Starboard.
Shadow!
Pulse and sound, a radiant glow. It's the Scott Starboard.
Shadow!
Get down and let that energy grow.
Yo, let's go! Oh my God, Monday! Monday. It's usually everybody's all pumped up for Friday. I am pumped up for Monday because that means I am back, baby! I am Scott Starboard. This is the Scott Starboard Show. I'm yelling and screaming. Oh, it's a scream fest up in here. We about to have some good old-fashioned fun. There is all types of stuff going on. All types of stuff. And who better to talk about all this crazy stuff with today than the one and only, our own Bad Buddhist, everybody. Bad Buddhist is going to be on probably in like 5 minutes. I'm just going to do my regular old thing, send him the link, and we're going to have a Monday fun day with Bad Buddhist, baby. Let's go. All right, there's so much stuff going on. I don't even know where to begin. I don't. Jerry, I'm busting. We got Alex Stein down in Tampa, Florida, home of Bubba the Love Sponge, DMS, Doc Rancy, everybody. I love Tampa, man. I just love Tampa just from Bubba and Doc Van Steve. But there's a bunch of y'all down there in Florida. I love you all. But yeah, it's been crazy. There's all types of clips we're going to go through from the TPUSA. I think it's called like SUS or SAS or something like that. I don't know. Crazy ass event. Bunch of cool stuff. Ghislaine Maxwell supposed to be speaking out. She's like, I'm ready. I'm going to drop. Y'all ain't let me out. I'm going to drop that list like it's hot, boy. She's ready to spit all the list. By the way, we're going to go through a little bit of stuff with her. Shout out to my mom. I love you, Mom. Love you. I was talking to my mom last night, and she's like, are you sure that Jeffrey Epstein had he was brought into court in Florida? I'm like, yes. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to show you on the show tomorrow. That's what I'm going to do. And just for everybody else, if you didn't know, and the Attorney General is of Florida, of any state, is the one who, brings the, everything has to go through the Attorney General. And the Attorney General of Florida, just so, for the Epstein case, just so happened to be Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi's acting like there's a list. It's on my desk. Oh, and then you say, and she's like, no, nothing happened. And she, I never said the list was on my desk. I just meant like there were things on my desk. Michael Scott's Best Boss coffee mug was there, I think. I don't know. It was on my desk. She has seen everything. She knows everything. We're going to go into that a little bit. There's no Alex Stein, okay? Tonight, there's no Alex Stein show. So that's why this is Monday Madness, Monday Fun Day. Do whatever the hell you want Monday. Because I stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I leave off the Friday for savings. And after Alex every single week, Monday through Friday, is our boy Doc Matt Steve. He goes at around 8 o'clock every single Monday through Friday. Once I am like close. I'm this close. I have I think 870 more watch hours to get the first tier YouTube. What the hell is it called? Yeah, partnership. YouTube partnership. I'll be able to get super chats. I will be off of the junior operator Cinderella license. No more streaming, in the dark. Hopefully, that's what it says anyway. And I'll be on the list of live shows. And then I need 2,800 and whatever more hours to be on like the super duper partnership where I get ads and all that fun stuff. But I'm not really in a hurry. I am eager, but I'm not in a hurry because I'm just trying. You know what I mean? I'm new. I'm new around here. What do you want me to say? It's only been a few months, but I'm getting a little better. I got this stupid thing. Where is it? Over here. Because I refuse to give StreamYard like $40 per week. If it was per month, I'd be fine. I can afford it. Out of spite, I'm gonna leave that little ducky up there because that is some beeswax I ain't playing around with. $39 plus tax and all that mess. Get out of town, StreamYard. I will give StreamYard a bunch of credit. They do have some good features that OBS has, but you gotta like program it and blah blah. But I do love OBS. Shout out to OBS. OBS is hot, boy. I don't know. I got used to OBS. I like OBS better. But since we're gonna have Bad Buddhist on tonight, and we got some other fire ass guests coming up. I haven't really talked to her about it, but I'm going to promote her anyway. Morgan Elizabeth. Morgan Elizabeth has to be the next guest on the show because the next co-host, because she was the very first guest on this show, and it was a super, super struggle stream. Oh, it was a mess. And I wanted her on the show like once a week anyway, to be honest with you. And Xena, I hope, is coming up soon too. There's a bunch of guests coming up, so maybe I'm gonna have to spring the $40 and just swallow my pride and give StreamYard the get $40 a week. Are you kidding me? $40 a week, unbelievable. Alex should be coming back on the show. Alex's shows, he's back from vacation, so. Tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday, Alex's shows will be live in effect. Hopefully, I'll be here on time. 6:05-ish tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. And we will be, tailgating, doing the pre-show for Alex Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And Alex is off of working vacation, I like to call it. And he'll be back. There's a couple other things, too. The new Superman movie, I call it Super Mid. I'll talk about it later with Bad Buddhist. Bad Buddhist got a different take than I do, so it'll be good. It'll be a little interesting, fun. What else? There's a couple other things, but we'll get into it as we go along. Now, here's one thing I can't do on OBS. I've tried. Lord knows I tried, and I can't do it. But on here, I can. Let me get right to the chat. A chat family. Here we go. The unknown turtle is first. Like I said, our boy Dark Massey, for the first person in, the first comment gets a free prostate milking. Now, you want to have that done early. You need to check for those polyps, people. But I am not going to do that. That's Dark Mash Steve's job. We got to figure out something, folks. I need a little, fun reward. I don't care if maybe I should just do that and I'll have some like fireworks and I don't know, who knows. I'll figure that out. I love you, baby. The unknown turtle. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love that woman more than everything. The fat pig's up here, pizza night. Oh, yeah. The glorious pig. You will change your name to the glorious pig. No, you won't. Why don't you change your name to the glorious pig? It should be better. Thomas Gilson, my man, love you. I love you guys. Yo, oh my God. I'm going to tell you guys a little story about work, too. Holy mackerel today. Today was already busy as a son of a gun, and then some crap happened. I'll talk about it a little bit later. Bob, the machine, the love machine, Cook. I love you, brother. Thank you so very much for being here. From the bottom of my heart, I love you. Dark Matt Steve's up in the house. He said the Starboard sluts. My wife won't like that very much, but I enjoy the rhyme. I gotta admit, I like rhyme. Scott Starboard, Dark Matt Steve. Hey, slutty Steve. Boom. I don't know why. Boom roasted just tickles me right there. I can't take. I love it though. Buzzy Bob's 4-time Undy. What up, cuz? Let's go. Dutch Duke is in here. Let's go. Oh my goodness. I love you, Dutch Duke. Truth is unbreakable. Did an amazing job coming up on here. I was saying special guest, but I probably should have been saying co-host. It's been bugging me all weekend, but you know, it's not the end of the world. We got more fish to fry, but I'll figure it out. I've been only saying that for like 4 months, but I will figure it out, dag nabbit. Truth Unbreakable said, I hope you can use OBS to bring more guests on. Listen, that's the problem. You can only use, what the hell is it? GNO Ninja or whatever? Stupid ninja thing. That sucks. It's terrible. It sucks for me, and it sucks for the guests, because it's not like StreamYard where you just, I'm like, in a second, I'm going to send a chat over to Bad Buddhist, and he can just click on it, put his name in, put the phone in front of his face, and Bob's your uncle. With stupid ninja thing, it's a disaster. I have to like configure a bunch of stuff on my end, and then you got the guests have to configure stuff on their end, and then it's coming out all sloppy and shit. Ugh, they need to figure something out. Oh shoot, wait, what did Doc Bestie? He said, what the F version is $40 a week. I think the cheap version I use is $5 or $10 a week. Really? Maybe I'll have to check. See, I probably got swindled right at the beginning because it was like, try it free for 6 days or whatever. And I went over it, and I got like a $39, almost $40 charge. I'm like, what the hell? And then I was like, all right, well, I got it for the week. And then, of course, like an idiot, the 6.5 day comes up, and they charge me again. I'm like, all right, I'm going to have guests on the whole next week. I'll check it out, though. I should. I'm an idiot, but I don't know. It's just there's so much. I love OBS. I do. There's so much more stuff I can do with OBS, but it's undeniable. Just to be able to do this, to be able to do that is, magnifique. It's wonderful. The fat pig. Oh, wait. Thomas Gilson said that movie looked like it sucked. I'll get into it. The fat pig said, I will debate you on that movie, and I haven't even seen it. Yes, that's why we love you. That's why you're the glorious pig. Truth and Brave will say, I heard the new Superman movie is chaotic and woke by Hollywood. I'm going to get into it. I am going to get into it. By the way, I didn't pay a nickel for that movie. Just so you know, I don't pay for that mess. If it's something that's worth giving my money for, I'll go see it in the movie theater. I can't really tell you. I don't want to say it on here how I get it, but it's not like it's illegal. But who the hell knows? I don't know. I'll go to court and be like, listen, what the hell are you talking about? I don't know. If it's on there, what am I supposed to do? She gave a great interview. Yes, she did, Thomas Gilson. I was talking to my mom. She's like, oh, I loved the last interview you did with the Unbreakable girl. I'm like, that's great. Yes, Truth Unbreakable. I had fun on your show. Seriously, we chat rats need to take over Carnival Cruise and have our own chat rat cruise line. I'll handle the legal department. Yeah. Alex Stein has a hookup I don't know if it's Carnival. I'm pretty sure it's Carnival, but it's a huge, giant, humongous cruise ship, and they want to do a chat rat cruise. So get your bathing suits ready. You got to sew up a corner. You need to cut the label off the butt because it's scribed. Whatever you got to do, people. Get your bathing suits ready. It's going to happen eventually. I don't know when, but Big E is in the place to be. Let's go. My dude, Big E is in here. Love you, Big E. That's right. That's the best way to watch it for real. There ain't no better way to watch it, especially you don't know. Oh, shoot. Big E said Mrs. E is a travel agent. Yo, we are just making stuff happen. If this show barely even started, we making it happen. I love this. I love it, love it, love it. All right. I don't want to bring up, whoopsie doopsie. I don't want to start doing stories without the guest of honor. So let me set this up. And righty, and we'll go pop, and we'll go beep. I know. Bad Buddhist is like, I don't have the link yet. Once you do this once, you'll be like, oh, all right, that's nothing. So every time you come on the show, it'll be so much easier. Because I don't blame you. It's nerve-wracking. The first time I went on Alex's Monday night call-in show, I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous. I was so nervous. I'm like, oh my God. The one good thing that helped was that weird dude that used to be there all the time. I forget his name. He made it like, he kind of like, didn't make me angry, but there were like negative vibes, and they actually helped me because it made me forget how nervous I was. And yeah, I was just thinking of choking the dude. So choking him with love. There was all types of crazy stuff over the weekend. Seriously, in the summertime, people, if that ain't right, let me know. In the summertime, everybody, I don't know what the heck it is. I guess we're all just antsy from being stuck in the winter time, in the house during the winter. The summertime, just everybody's going crazy. They're all going crazy every single weekend. There is something buck wild going on. It's crazy. Like, I mean, the weekend before, like, you just have all types of stuff. Oh my God, I feel like an idiot while we wait for Bad Buddhist to get in here. I feel like an idiot. The biggest story of all, I tried to save it for the last story that I was going to say we're going to cover. Asmongold, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest streamer on the interwebs, the biggest one. He's on Twitch, which is a shame because Twitch is straight up kooky dook garbage. But I see Bad Buddhist. Give me one thing, Bad Buddhist. Stay right there. Get yourself ready. Twitch is the worst as far as like censorship and blah 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 blah. To be honest, I love Kick. Kick is fantastic. You got the Casino Boys, Kino Casino, Andy, and PPP. I love them too. They are so much fun. Rumble's got my boy, Josh Moon, aka Null, aka Kiwi Farms. And I think he does, he goes on Kick too. I don't know if he streams, but you'll see him pop up here and there on Kick. But long story short, Kick is just crispy clean. It's beautiful. Everybody's in 4K. It's magnificent. YouTube's cool. YouTube's where it's at. I don't want to say my opinion, but my guess, my future guess, my bet, what I bet is that within the next 15 years, I don't know if it's Kick, Twitch, Rumble, wherever, but somebody is going to overtake YouTube. Unless YouTube gets their act together and stops all this censorship mess and scaring people. I'm terrified. I am terrified. Why should I be terrified to do my show? It's wild. Oh, I lost Bad Buddhist. Where'd he go? There he is. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what I was gonna say. We are gonna check out. Oh my God, Asmongold checked out Matthew Adams. Matthew Adams, he's out there. He took that drive like he said he was gonna do on the show last week, out to Portland, Oregon. It was like 3.5, 4 hours, and boy, was that worth it. His he did a little thing. If you guys haven't seen it, I'll show you. But it's literally viral. It's got like 2.5 million views. Asmongold watched it and reviewed it, and we're gonna watch that because you guys are gonna be surprised. You might not know who Asmongold is. I knew who he was, but I'm clearly not like a big, huge fan because I spelled it Asmond with a D, and I had to fix the title of this stream. Sorry, Asmond. I thought it was Asmond, like Donnie Asmond. You know what I mean? Donnie Asmond. Yeah, that's how old I am. All right, never mind. Coming to the stage right now. It is our boy. Oh my God, Big E said Mrs. E will do it for free. Wow. Yo, we got to get this party rolling. Speaking of getting the party rolling, this man is a legend. He is a legend. He's out there in Seattle. I think he might have moved, but you can't stop this man. Like they say, a rolling stone gathers no moss. This man is the boss. I knew him for a while in the chat rat, in the chat, in Alex Stein's chat, and we met in Austin, Texas, 2 years ago for the first chat rat meetup. And man, I just love this dude. You guys are gonna love him. His name's Bad Buddhist, so you got to figure with a name like Bad Buddhist, you know what I mean? He's got some stuff going on in his brain, and I can't wait for you guys to experience the. And by the way, he's a great human being at heart. Gentle giant. He's like almost as tall as Alex, for God's sakes. We in Vegas, we were roomies for the second chat rat meetup, and there was no better roommate to have. I love this man. Welcome to the stage, the one and only, my brother, Bad Buddhist, everybody. Bad Buddhist!
Hello, everybody.
Woo!
Hello, Scott. Thank you very much for asking me to be on here. I appreciate the introduction.
Oh, man, listen, I've been like, even with Alex, I'm like, all day drive myself crazy. How do I introduce this one? How do I introduce Bad Buddhist? And then just like with Truth Unbreakable, I'm like, I'm just going to wing it. I'm just going to let it fly because what are you going to do, you know? I was going to talk about, like in the introduction, how you've taken over the AI to make these amazing chat rat AI videos. I still haven't figured out how you do it. And to be honest, I'm glad you took it over because I'm like, I already got too much crap going on. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. But
Yeah, they are a lot of fun. You know what? I love attention, and I don't want to work very hard. And most of it is done by robots. Because I'm like, oh, I used to write. I mean, I know what I'm doing. I got skills, even if rusty. No, my prompts came out like poo poo, like doo doo. And so then I was like, fine, I will try ChatGPT. And then what I realized is, oh, you need a computer to talk to a computer. So I'm asking the computer, hey, how do I tell your computer friend to do things that I like? Oh, yeah, you just do this and this and this. Now, it sounds like instructions you would give to a human, and it kind of is, but it's always a little bit different. So they win. They're our overlords now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, as of this moment, most people don't realize it's already over. Skynet is here, brother. We are screwed.
I got something obscure for you. My favorite rebel economist was Max Kaiser. And he said a long time ago, we already work for the robots because they make most of the trades on Wall Street that affect stock prices and the economy.
Wow.
I always remembered that.
Wow. All right, just making sure your voice is coming out. Beautiful. Dude, I didn't even think of that. That is so true. My brother is a super duper genius. He knows all about Wall Street and all that stuff. And I guarantee you, he knows all about that mess too. Because I mean, you see all the ads. I'm sure you've gotten ads, whether it be on YouTube, X, or anywhere else, especially YouTube. I don't know about you, but if you get the free, real quick, let me rant for a second. I 3 times I have gotten that free like 1 month YouTube Plus, try YouTube Plus free for a month or whatever.
Hmm.
Every time it's expired, I get quadruple ads. So don't do it. Don't even bother. Just deal with the ads, because after that 1 month, it feels great not having ads. See, it's another thing like with the duck over there, wherever it is. I
Yeah.
just I don't know. I refuse to pay $40 a week or something like that. Even though DMS hit me to that, there's other packages. I kind of knew that, but I forgot. But anyway, back to
Wow.
what we were talking about though. A ton of ads on YouTube are like um do you want to get in the stock market but you don't know how, or do you want to get into cryptocurrency but you don't know? And basically they're saying use AI, you know?
It's true. My friends say the same thing. They're like, well, yeah, if you know how to use it and you ask it for help in the correct way, yeah, it'll help you make a lot of money. I mean, people don't talk about it because, from my opinion, everything I've read, there is an insane amount of money being made off of crypto right now that people aren't even talking about.
It's wild, bro. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not one of those people. I'm probably one of the people who helps those people make money, because I've bought Bitcoin. When Bitcoin went way, 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 way down, I bought Bitcoin, and I was freaking out because it wasn't doing anything but kept dropping. And I'm also impatient. So I got out of it. And then, I don't know, 10 months later, it's worth like $86,000 per coin, and I'm like, oh my god, Doge! Don't even get me on Doge. Doge is the last coin that I kept, just because I'm like, once I break even, I'm just gonna sell it. I'm so pissed. I'm sick of looking at Doge. Oh man, I suck at it. Everything I do on Robinhood, it's just like, oh great, I bought this, and then I lose money on it. I have never made money. I don't think of anything, any stock or coin. Nothing. I never make money off of any of that shit. Ugh.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's too many of those stories. I have a Bitcoin story too. I thought I was making good moves. I didn't. It's all gone. And
Oh,
uh, yeah, I mean, I'm glad I had the story. I mean, it's more fun to tell in small company.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I love telling stories. I love getting detailed, but
I
I
know
see
you
eyes
do.
glaze over sometimes as well. I admit, yeah. So not as much as we get along and we're brothers. Not everybody loves all the sound of my voice.
Well, shame on them. What's wrong with them?
Right.
I think you actually did tell me the story. So, if you don't want to share it, I don't blame you. Not everything's meant for,
No,
all
I don't.
ears.
I don't mind. It just, you know what? It's not. It wasn't worst case scenario, but it was
Yeah,
bad for me because I knew I started buying Bitcoin in 2020 summer. I knew it was going to pop,
yeah,
and then I kept even borrowing money to buy it, and I even borrowed money to buy miners because the equation worked back then.
yep,
And then I had Bitcoin, and then I was like, well, I don't want to lose it. I don't want to sell it, even though I could have made a great profit.
yeah,
And so I took loans against it. But one of the uh, stipulations of the loan is I had to maintain a certain margin, which I failed to maintain. When the price went down, I didn't have enough cash to maintain it. And so they
yeah,
sell it. And then, yeah, you just get a notice every day. Oh, you know what? You're not within your margins. No problem. We're just going to liquidate your Bitcoin.
yeah,
And it's so every time, and there's nothing you can do. And it just, they keep selling it at a lower and lower price. And then there's no money left. The bills are still due on loans. And yeah, but I mean, you know what though? I recovered.
of
Now it's
course.
just a story.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I would. Yeah, a lot would be different, but I don't know.
Listen, I believe in God. I believe in. I don't believe it's a matrix, but I understand when people call it a matrix, and I don't
100%.
deny that it's sort of a matrix.
Yep.
Um, from the Bible, from all the stories of whatever God, tribes believed in, and Aborigines and Australia, all around the world,
Shamans.
people, had everything. They would all say like the same sort of thing, that God, the creator, is in every single one of us, and I truly
Mhm.
believe that. I think there's I know in my
Oh yeah.
being there is a reason for everything, and there's a reason for that terrible Bitcoin deal that you
Yes.
had. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So all we can do is
Well,
just learn from it and figure
like
out.
most people, I think I'm important in my own head. Like I think I'm the most important person in my life. And then
Yeah.
so of course everything is like, oh, God did that. Oh, what am I supposed to learn? But I'm a good
I
Irish Catholic because I know it's on me.
yes. Yeah.
It's and yeah. So I feel you. I feel you, brother. I feel it.
I I remember I went to, and shame on me. Nobody out there judge me, please. But I'm not the best practicing Catholic. Let's just put the our cards out
Guilty.
there. I
I'm
know.
with the Bernie man.
See, there you go. But I mean, for me, like, you're supposed to go every Sunday to church and yada yada yada. I don't do that that often. We get the young ones, so we do bring them. Definitely for all the important days, and then a couple of days throughout the year we go. And I get big beef with the Catholic Church, to be honest with you. So that's sort of the reason. But I saying all that to say this. I heard one of the best priests ever. He wasn't even my priest. He was, in my where my grandparents lived, about 40 miles away at the time. And he said he'd tell all these amazing stories. He was from Ireland, so he was already a wise ass anyways. It was just one of the most honest priests I've ever met in my entire life. And he'd say like he one thing he said, and this was when I was little. I believe my brother must have been with me at the time. My brother's about 5 years older than me, and I think I was about maybe 11, 10 or 11. And he's given this amazing sermon, and he says, he goes, you always hear it all the time from people. People like to say, well, there's a reason for that, or that happened for a reason. And he goes, that doesn't mean it was a good reason. And the whole place laughed. I mean, this guy was like Trump, dude. He was like Trump.
I
He
like
was like,
that.
it was great. And he's like, that doesn't mean every reason's a good reason. And it just fucking hit me from a little kid. It just, he
Yeah.
opened up a new section of my brain. I am not kidding. I was like, whoa. And it's like, but just like life, like anything, even like Buddhism. I looked into Buddhism when I was a teen just to see what the heck. I wanted to see what everything was about. I even looked at the Satanic Bible. Not that I was
You are
into it.
naughty.
Yeah, not that I was into it. I want to know my enemy or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, what do these people have to offer? Or what are they offering their people? I read the Quran. Um, I read all, many different books. But I was always going to be a Catholic at heart. You're kind of stuck with what you are raised by. People
Did you
people
make
will
it through
say,
the whole Quran?
I no, I didn't. To be honest with you, I got probably almost halfway. It was like 45%, I guess.
Is it a
Um,
religion of peace? Do they really rape little kids?
Absolutely, yes. It's not a religion of peace at all. I can't believe people say that. Like, if
Do you want to burn a Quran on your show?
I kind of do. Um, but to be honest, like when I was honestly, well, I did probably go through all the stages of grief. To be honest with you, like I was angry. I'm, trying to make deals with God. Like, please, I truly want to. I wish I could, like talk people out of it, because believe it or not, people who are Islam, not everybody, but a lot of, probably most people are just like Catholics, like us. We don't go to church every Sunday. We're not like the best practicing Catholics.
Right.
And so they're not really truly reading it. I know so many Muslims that I've met my whole life. And I'm like, "Do you read the Quran?" And they're like, "Oh, yes." I'm like, "The whole thing?" And they're like, well, we practice and we study it." I'm like, "Did you read the whole thing?" They don't want to say it because they haven't read it. And it's like, a lot of, Christians haven't read the whole Bible. They might think they know it all, but they haven't read the whole stinking thing.
I didn't read it.
Right. So that's what I truly believe. A lot of, people in the Muslim faith, I don't think they've truly read everything. Because if you read that thing, listen, I don't want to get into it and get all people all upset, but the truth is, this is my humble opinion about the Islam. Islam was created 500 years after Jesus died, okay?
Okay.
It's an Abrahamic religion. Abraham was like 3,000 years before Jesus. So the Old Testament of the Holy Bible, that's going to be as close as to any son of Abraham you can find.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus came, had a New Testament, meaning, you can still learn a little bit from the old one, but, don't worry too much about that. Focus on this one. It's a new covenant. It's a new deal. We're all chosen now. And then 500 years later, so I'm going to say Middle Easterners. I almost said Muslims because they weren't Muslims yet. Middle Easterners wanted their slice of the religion because you had the Jews had the Old Testament. Everybody else had, all the, I guess, I wouldn't say white, but, non-Jews had Christianity. And the Muslims or the Middle Easterners kind of felt left out. So they started their own thing, and it mimics, like the Quran mimics the Torah. And the Torah is basically, it's like Jewish law book. And it says that Jews are the real people. Everybody, all the rest of us are goyim. And
I've heard goyim before, yeah.
Yeah, and we are like farm animals to them. If you're a Jewish man, you have to stay celibate until you marry. You have to stay a virgin until you're married. But if you have sex with a goyim, it doesn't count because they're farm animals. And who does that sound like to you?
Okay, here's a random story for you. I know who that sounds like. I'm not supposed to say it, am I?
I know.
Yeah,
yes, you
because I'm
can.
not Jewish. Although here's two quick stories.
But real quick, let me finish this. Yes. Don't forget those stories. So when I look at the Quran, I just think, in my opinion, I think the Quran was created out of jealousy from the Jews. Because if you look at the Quran, Muslims now are the best. And anyone who's not a Muslim is an infidel. They're a goyim. You know what I mean? And, you can have, you have to treat your wives good, and you should remain holy to them. And if you want to have sex, go have sex with an infidel because they don't count. They're not Muslim. You know what I mean? It's the same. They just mimicked what they hated. So that's where but here's the thing. You've heard me say it a million times. I don't hate anybody. I don't hate Muslims or Jews. I really don't. I love everybody. I really, truly do. If I meet somebody and they treat me with the same love and respect that I treat them, what do I care? You know what I mean? I don't give a shit how you were born. So, and believe me, and that's true. I've dated Jewish girls. I've had, best friends that are Jewish. Honestly, I didn't even know really too much about this stuff. At the time, like I could care less, and it's the same way right now. If you see me on X, you might think different. I don't fucking play, but it's not me trying to bash on Jews. It's Israel. drives me nuts. But what are your stories before I get myself kicked off acts? I mean,
Oh,
you too.
they mostly come from restaurants and bartending. And I
Yeah.
did have a regular woman, very attractive, early 20s. She was a cook. And she straight up told me, yeah, my whole family, we all grew up in a trailer. But I'm just waiting until my future husband graduates from college. And then I'm going to marry him. I was promised to him at a young age. And,
Wow.
it's only topical because she's Jewish. And I was the only person I've ever met who talked like that. And then it borders on the secret cults because it's like, wait a second, you had a trailer park dad who sold you to a Jewish family because you're good looking. Holy shit! And then the second one is also a table, a customers, and there was five of them, and the topic of discussion was setting up this person, matchmaking. And
Yeah.
his comment was, I mean, he was in his 50s. I don't know if that applies. I think it does, But he says, oh, no, I can't date her. Why not? She's not Jewish. And they all there was a breath, and then they're like, come on. He's like, no. And that was the first time in real life, it was like, oh, I don't think everybody's allowed to have uh, a racial preference or a discriminatory preference based on sex, religion. That was foreign to me, and it was so
Yeah.
casual to them.
Oh, listen, right when you said it, I'm like, you know what? I wasn't going to bring it up because this girl might be watching. And, I'm still friends with her, and she's got a great husband. I knew him forever. But the girl that I dated who was Jewish, well, I dated a couple, but the one that it was real dating, she would never bring me to her house. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I was a wild boy. You know what I mean? Girls are attracted to lunatics. So, the bad boys. And so I just thought it was like, oh, because I was a bad boy. So, but the more I was around her, even though I was a bad boy, I was still a loyal. And the more I was with her, the more I was like, all right, this, I was young. It was like 15, 16.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy, but I had a million relationships. But I was falling for her, and I begged and pleaded and whatever, and she finally brought me in her house, and she basically said like, all right. And I didn't know what all right meant, but all right meant if you want to break up. And I'm like she didn't say it, but that's what ended up happening because we
Yeah.
go in. Parents were very nice to me. They said, "Can we, oh, I almost said her name. Can we speak to our daughter in private?" And I said, "Sure." They kicked me out the house, big ass house. Like you can't, send me into another room. Okay. And she comes out and she's like, I told you shouldn't have came here. We have to break up." And we still like talked a little bit for a couple of days, but that was it. And it
Yeah.
was because I am not Jewish. And I was just like you said, I didn't understand that because the way I was raised, my parents raised me not to give a flying crap about any of that stuff. I
Hmm.
don't care what skin color you are, what religion, it was colorblind, whatever. And it was just like, wow. But here's the thing. Right after, well, the next chick I dated, I'm going to say her name, a Greek girl.
Hmm.
And she was super into me, but I was dating around, and then I started, being more exclusive with her after a couple of weeks, and we went to the Greek festival at the Greek church. It's the city I grew up in. It's a pretty big deal. Usually, all Greek festivals are pretty big, and we go there, and I'm holding her hand, and she lets go of my hair real quick, and I'm like, "What the hell? What's your deal?" And she's like, if my mother sees you holding my hand, it's over. And then we had a nice long talk for the next few days. And it was basically like, yeah, this, we'll never be anything because my parents want me to marry a Greek boy. Like, we're just dating for
Right.
fun. And
What
I
a
was like,
preference.
okay, fine. But at the same time, I was like, wow, that's crazy. But now as I get older, I'm like, I see it, but I still don't care. Like, I truly don't care if somebody, swaps races or whatever the hell you want to call it. But it is kind of, it's a little off-putting. It's a little off-putting to have it in your face, but I kind of get it, to be honest with you. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. But
I mean,
at the
to
same,
me, it feels old fashioned.
that's what I'm saying. That exactly. But
Mhm.
now I should have asked you this from the jump. But so how did you find Alex Stein? How did you end up finding the show or Alex?
I can't remember if it was his city council meetings or if it was his appearance on Tim Pool. Because I found Tim Pool first when he started going live 4 years ago now, maybe. And then I saw, and when Alex ate the blue chip, I
Yeah.
thought, wow, this guy has got something.
Yeah.
It wasn't even just eating the blue chip. It's like he made it fun. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I want to eat a blue chip. That looks like fun, even though it was also very painful. And then I think he was doing that right when he started to promote the opening of his show. And when his show came on, I thought it was a revelation. I just thought this guy gets it. He is so far ahead of the curve on what comedy is and what it can be. And in a lot of ways, it's just him. Yeah, well, I mean, I take it back. That could sound like I'm implying it's not a team effort, but I think it's worth acknowledging that a big part of what people see is his personality. And, it's true. He's been doing it a long time. And I just love everything I learned about him. I was like, this guy's legit. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And then uh, I just have this singular thought that his comedy is very important, culturally, because he has the unique ability to piss everybody off.
Yeah.
you know, he can piss them all off. And I'm like, good, piss them all
Yeah.
off. I am so sick and tired of the sham. I'm just so
Yeah.
sick and tired of buying furniture that is made out of basically staples and balsa wood. And I
Yeah.
guarantee you, the people making that furniture, they're not making enough money and they're laughing their asses off it. Like, why would anybody buy this? You get it wet once and it's garbage. Just to name, yeah. Anyways, I got my grievances.
No, but I get it. Go on.
I'm old enough now that I just want the world to be like when I was comfortable with it.
Yeah.
But my friend, okay, I'll end the rabbit hole here. Even though it's way deeper than this, but my friend told me we've always been like genuinely interested in what reality, and all aspects. And she pointed out, well, at some point, we won't be the target audience for the advertisers. And that's where the disconnect begins. So, like, when people talk about, let's go to a Mariners game, I love the Mariners, but I'm not the market anymore.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't grab me how it used to. I mean, but hey, yeah, so that's, yep.
I mean, unfortunately, that's kind of like, listen, when I got to, I'm only 31. I've been 31 for the past, I don't know, at least 15 years. I when
Silly.
I loved that Tom Brady retired when he did because
Be proud of your
everybody
Gen
else.
X. Hold on, I'm
Listen,
gonna call time out.
everybody else.
I'm gonna call
I
time
love.
out.
Wait,
You
listen.
have to be proud of
All
Gen
the
X.
people,
Okay.
all the people in sports that would retire, and I started hearing, yeah, this is when you retire, and I was like 2 years older. I'm like, oh fuck. And then Tom Brady's the last one. It's like he's like 20 years past what he should be. But what were you saying? What were you gonna say?
Oh, well, it's a criminal what 45-year-olds look like these days. I'm just like, come on. I mean, it's really hard. I get it. I've been told it's really hard on women in their 20s. But now guys, wait, what am I supposed to look like? I'm sorry. There's only one Tom Brady, and I think he might be a robot, So,
He's AI. Or
yeah.
at least his diet was made by AI or something. He doesn't eat tomatoes. I love tomatoes. Tom Brady's a nut.
I'm just
But
gonna
listen,
pontificate. He spends $150,000 on a year in staff alone for his dietary needs.
easy. Oh, way
No.
more. Way more.
I mean,
He is
and that would be reasonable. I'd pay
well,
it. Yeah.
If you were worth that much, sure. But he owns TB12, and it's like, I don't know. It's almost like what's the guy, the giant man with the huge hands, and he does like the
Oh, the bar thing.
no, he does like inspirational talk. He was in like Shallow Hal or whatever. He's a
I don't
big giant,
know.
and he's like, you
He's
could
got
be
a
anything.
condition. He looks like a cartoon character.
No, he's a big giant ass dude, and he's like a motivational speaker. He's the biggest motivational speaker in the world, physically and numbers
Oh,
wise.
Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins,
Tony, yeah, the
TB
giant. Yeah.
TB12 is like Tony Robbins and sports fitness. That's what TB12 is, and he
Okay.
believes in it. He is like it's like
Yes.
Scientology for people who don't want to age. It's
Well,
crazy.
yeah.
It's fucking crazy. I looked into it,
Yes.
and I'm here in New England. I can drive to Foxborough Stadium in like 20 minutes, and they it's a huge complex, and they have a TB. It's the original TB12. Now they got them in Florida and all over the place. And you go in there, and it's almost like Planet Fitness, where it's like you're not leaving here until you give us a monthly payment that will never stop. We will never. You can ask us a million times. Your monthly payment will be forever. You are in our cult now.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing it. But I took pamphlets and all that shit. I just want to say I almost forgot. Well, I didn't forget, but I didn't want to leave her out. Morgan Elizabeth's in the house. Morgan Elizabeth is here. Thank you so much. Wait, look at Dark Bass Steve said, I don't hate Jews. My penis is Jewish.
Oh
Hello.
my gosh.
It's Schmeckle. Thomas Gilson, is that true that Jewish girls like backdoor action? Greek, Jewish, take your pick. Yes.
Surprising the amount. Yes.
Yes, indeed. You know why? Because now that I think about it, it's like, well, listen, I'm supposed to remain a virgin from the husband that my parents picked out for me when I was 3. Just hit the back door. We'll call it a day.
I remember hearing that.
Biggie, I'm joking, but it's actually true. Do you know in Brazil, girls give up the woohoo in the back before the front? They lose the
I
back.
had no idea.
It's like not just like
And
like
what part of your
tradition.
research led you to that piece
So
of
many,
information?
so many. There are literally tens of thousands of Brazilians everywhere, and I met many of them. And
Have you ever heard the theory of why the women have incredible behinds?
why?
Because they have so many hills, and so all the poor women are living up the hills, and they all have to walk up the hills every day of their life. That's
That makes
one theory.
sense.
I don't know if it's true.
It kind of makes sense, really, to be honest with you. And think about it. Even though we call it Brazil now, it's been through. Central and South America has been around for thousands and thousands and thousands of years.
Mhm.
After so just like was it Peruvians? I forget which one. They would eat bite on the cocoa leaf to go up the mountain. I forget if it was the Aztecs or whoever the hell it was. And if they didn't do that, and some of their tribes still do it today. But if they didn't do that and people didn't find out about it, there wouldn't be cocaine. You know what I mean? This just like kind of bring it back to earlier. Like there literally is a reason for everything. I truly
Yeah.
believe that.
Shout out to the Hopi Indians because I read their Bible and they allegedly have markings of their tribes in South America. And then
Oh, yeah.
shout out to the documentary film Peyote to LSD, A Psychedelic Journey. It chronicles the journey of the scientists who first went to the Amazon in search of magic mushrooms.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow, dude, that's fucking killer. I the Hopi Indian. Now I get the Wampanoag Indians up here, and so they're like hometown Indians. But I'm gonna be honest with everybody. The Hopi Indians are my absolute favorite Native American Indians.
The best.
They really are the best.
Yes. They're the
They
chosen
are
people.
awesome. They are. I lived
Yeah.
in Vegas, right? I lived in Vegas in from 94 to 96 and then again in 99 for almost a year, right? And we used to go out to the the Native American trading post or whatever, and on their land or whatever. And you'd meet a lot of different people, and I met a couple of Hopi, and you could just see the difference. Now, I'm not trying to crap on all different, whatevers. I'm just saying,
Just
out
crap
of
on them.
right, but out of all the Indians that I met, the Hopi not only looked like legit Indians, but they act well. We're supposed to say Native Americans or whatever. All I know is when I was in the presence of Hopi, and this was many times, heard about 20, 15, 20 times, it felt like spiritual, and they weren't trying to be. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you can feel
Yeah.
it. They're
I
legit.
mean, yes, yeah, they're yeah. Totally with you on that one.
Yep, they are awesome, man. Um, and you never hear a bad thing. I've never heard anybody say one bad thing about Hopi Indians. Big E said, "I'm not allowed to go to the Virgin Islands because if I do, they will be known as the Islands." Yes. Matthew Adams in the house. Let's go. Bad Buddha. Matthew Adams said, "Bad Buddhist. I love that guy." Truth's unbreakable. Alex's positive energy brought us all together. That is absolutely perfectly stated. Matthew Adams, passport bros in Brazil.
Yeah.
Oh, Thomas Gilson's right. Their turquoise jewelry is second to none. It's amazing.
See,
I
people have
they
heard.
the Hopi make their turquoise. They don't even use machines like we do, and it looks better than a jewelry store. It's unbelievable. I mean, they have like, different methods. It's like leather and sand, and they like push the sand into the leather. I haven't seen it in person, but um,
Yeah, the
Thomas,
legend is when the
it's
floods
insane.
came, the
Yeah,
ant god took them into their ant hill, and they bobbed on the water until they reached land. And then some
yeah.
people are like, "Wait, so are these the people that the aliens brought into the caverns in the Grand Canyon? Is that what you know?" And who knows? I mean, who knows?
Oh no, it makes perfect sense to me. Whoops, what am I doing here? All right.
Nice.
Whoop. Let's get that out of there. Wait, where is it? Full screen layout. No, not that one. Oh boy, here we hey, something like that. I wish it was a little see, this is another thing. This is where, thumbs down for a StreamYard, a nice con in the con section.
Mhm.
Because I want to be able to, make these boxes good for everybody to see. Oh, it drives me nuts. Oh, Big E said we have the Lumbee Indians here. Lumbee, interesting. I've never heard that before. That name. That's crazy.
Up in Seattle, it's the Duwamish and Salish primarily.
Yep, I've heard of both of them. My daughter, my youngest, she loves Salish Matter. I don't know if you ever seen her. It's like a big YouTube thing for kids. And I thought Salish was the weirdest name. I'm like, Salish Matter. And they're huge, by the way. They get like 10, 20 million views per video. It's super cheesy stuff for little kids, but it's for kids. And but I just thought it was I'm like, Salish. And I looked it up, and that's where they named him after, is that Indian tribe. And I'm like, wow, let's learn something new almost every day. At least every day. All right, let me check. So I got to do something real quick. So I was hoping to play a video real quick, and
Well,
you can
and
host
I'm
just in case.
eager to find out. Okay, so I can just talk.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't like it. Okay, so it's true. It's not true that I like everybody. Some people I don't like, and I have a
Yeah.
huge issue with pedestrians that behave as if nobody else is there,
Oh
and they're the
yeah.
only one on the sidewalk. And it's my own pet theory, but it's similar to the shopping cart theory. if nobody's putting their shopping carts back, society has finally collapsed. And if
Yes.
people can't even make room for each other on the sidewalks, uh, I was a little more sensitive to it because we had a strong tech bro culture or tech culture,
Yeah.
and they were typically they didn't get bogged down in etiquette. Now they weren't
Right.
necessarily rude, but you know what I mean. They
Yeah.
didn't. They would choose a lane. They would walk three abreast and didn't want to even move out of the way. Uh, yeah. So for all of you pedestrians like that, I'm I'm thinking of you.
It's selfishness. We have a society of me, 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 me. Like I said, when I looked it up, I never I honestly felt terrified when I was a young teen exploring and trying to learn. And I read that, Satanic Handbook. By the way, I also didn't read the whole thing. I got maybe 10% of the way through and I felt guilty reading it. It was just, but it wasn't even like, the devil's real, blah, blah, blah. It was none of that stuff. It was like, you are God. you you're
Yep.
the only
Yes.
person that matters. And it was like, it was honestly even worse. It
Yeah.
was
And
worse.
yep. It's rude.
you
It's
know
inconsiderate. Here you might like. It's a quick read. The Kabbalion. It's sourced back to a Freemason hall in Chicago in 1904. And they said reality is best described by Hermes Trismegistus,
yeah.
some legendary Egyptian character
Oh
who
yeah.
they say is the father of the knowledge of the occult, and
Yes.
it's all about the duality.
Yeah.
And they say it so nice. Like, oh, it's a dual. There's no hot or cold. There's just where you are on the gradient of temperature.
Right.
Because and um, easily after reading it, I can see, oh, that's what leads to a godless heathen. It's all spectrum, and
Yep.
because it could. I imagine it could lead people who are unethical to justify unethical behavior.
Oh
It's
yeah.
all a duality, and boy, it frightened me that some people take that kind of stuff seriously because even if they don't meet their fate now, I think they're in for a rude awakening when their body gives out. Because
Oh yeah.
I don't think that's the end.
Oh, I don't
And
either.
yeah, and I think karma is just uh, will people be able to face the reality of the choices they've made in this earthly realm, so to speak.
That's right. I mean, everybody, in a way, I feel bad for most people who are just, almost like self-induced narcissism. I feel bad for them because, you know, um, the left, the globalists, Democrats, whoever you want to blame it on, have been removing God from not just schools, but from society in general
Hmm.
for 100 years. And when people are disconnected, and then they're told, you know, um, self love and what's all the other crap they say? It's like, just be you. It's just like where Christianity teaches, to give of yourself to others, treat other people the way you want to be treated, love other people. It's
Hmm.
like that. When you take that away, it's a shocker that we live in a society where people don't give a shit. People have headphones on, walking across the street in Boston and all over the place. Like, they don't, nobody else exists. And it's like, yeah, that's nice. That's a nice Nike commercial you got going on, buddy. But somebody's going to kill you, or they're going to try to avoid you and killing you and end up crashing or killing somebody else. And that person's going to keep walking with their little beats on in their head. It's just like, dude, just give a damn about somebody else than yourself. It's ridiculous. It's unbelievable that people are actually just as selfish as they are. I'm gonna throw this video on real quick. Let me see. I hope I can. This is gonna
You
be
have a podcast, you have a channel.
Yes.
Before I
We're still here
put this
at Turning
on-
Point U.
Hey, wait. All right, this is perfect. All right, watch this. I will be back in a couple seconds. Give me like a minute. I'll be right back.
USA with none other than Alex Stein. Thank you for talking with me. How are you, sir?
Raj, it's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, the pleasure's ours. For the folks that don't know exactly what you're doing these days, you're doing so many things. Tell us what you're involved in.
Well, for the people that don't know who I am, I'm Tucker Carlson's biological stepson. He, I'll be honest, he didn't really acknowledge me till later on in life, but he still came in my life later on, so it's still very good. I'm so thankful for him. But no, I got a lot going on. I'm doing a lot of work for Turning Point. But what's really frustrating me right now is I love Donald Trump and I support Donald Trump, but I'm just a little worried right now about this government transparency. So right now I'm kind of focused on putting the pressure on the government to give us the transparency that they told us and campaigned on. So that's kind of what I'm focused on.
You're talking about the Epstein files.
Just the Epstein files, and they gave us some JFK stuff. And I'm not blaming Donald Trump, but I'm a little mad at Pam Bondi. I think that she's not being 100% honest with what she's saying. And I'm not even necessarily calling her a liar because there's classified levels of information. So there's stuff that she can't even legally is allowed to tell us. But my point is, when it comes to transparency, I voted for it. I voted for redemption. So I want that redemption arc to start. So I'm kind of focused on putting a little pressure on that. And I want to get my friend Joe Exotic pardoned out of jail. I need to get Joe Exotic freed.
So with everything happening, there's so many people, like you mentioned, Joe Exotic, that are either still incarcerated or maybe released, but still haven't been. They still have this record. They can't get jobs. They can't work. What is it going to take, do you think, to turn that around?
Well, I don't know. I think that Donald Trump is obviously going to fix this country, but at the same time, it's like sometimes there's stuff that even Donald Trump can't fix. So I'm kind of worried about that. I worry about what's going to happen after Donald Trump leaves, and I'm worried about the deep state taking control. And our criminal justice system, I'm actually in the bail bond business, it's terrible. Like, they give people sentences that are just way too harsh. I just saw a guy in Washington State. He was a poll watcher, and he didn't wear a mask. And this is in 2024, and he just got convicted of a felony. So people are still using the criminal justice system to go after people for their political viewpoints, and that's still happening even under Donald Trump. So they just got to be, vigilant and bring awareness to it and trying to stop it.
There are things that are working well, the things that are not working well, and there's a divide, it seems, even with conservatives. You mentioned that.
Big conservative divide right now, I've noticed, especially on the Epstein stuff and a little bit on this immigration. Obviously, I want the Trin de Arrugas and the gangbangers to get deported, but I think the big booty Latinas should stay. And I'm not even kidding. Like, if you're a lady, if you're a 9, you're fine. I'm not worried about a lady coming over here and robbing me. I'm not worried about a lady, doing something bad. So I'm just kind of worried. I see these videos and I go to these ICE protests and they're very intense. So I'm worried about one of these protests, somebody getting hurt. So I would like it if we just get all the gangbangers out and leave the ladies.
It's important to kind of keep a sense of humor about it, and that's so good. You do that so well, and it's a frustration point. If people want to learn more about what you're doing, follow you, that maybe not be following you.
Yeah.
You have a podcast, you have a channel.
Yes, please, guys, follow my podcast, Prime Time with Alex Stein on the Blaze. I've had a lot of great guests. Tucker Carlson, my biological stepdad's been on. Laura Trump's been on. A lot of great guests. So please follow my podcast, because politics, sometimes we get caught up in the culture war, and we get we get blackpilled and depressed, and we kind of, we lose hope. So we need a little comedy. So if you guys want a little sugar to make the medicine go down a little better, come watch the Pimp on a Blimp Primetime Alex Stein.
Hey, we're talking about Alex Stein. Can I mention, as we close over here, can we mention something that we're doing in Florida?
Yes, please.
There's something called Reclaim Campaign.
Yes.
And
all right, real quick. Sorry about that, guys. Reclaim Campaign thing. I had to get stupid delivery out of my door. I'm going to say be honest. I know you're going to be honest anyways. Was there one thing you disagreed with that Alex said?
Not really. I mean, it's tongue in cheek. It's like, okay, I don't think you should just let every big booty Latina run wild because they're fine, or a 9 or an 8. I think they still need to be integrated. I can't believe I'm not supposed to say that out loud, because it's like,
no,
I don't know.
listen.
I mean, it's tongue in cheek. I don't know, because I want to be humorous, and the humorous way of saying it is, no, you can't. You got to get them sponsored. You got to get them a nice conservative blue collar friend and then that's where you blend the cultures. So she feeds him the Mexican food, and he teaches her all about how to hone her Latina energy, the stereotypical Latina energy, into perhaps a more productive or more effective use rather than anger. I don't, I mean,
I can see
that's a
that.
stereotype, and it's an anger, and it's like, whoa, uh, yeah, put that on hold. Let's raise the kids, and then maybe wait till their house is empty and bring back that fire again.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, that's great. I wasn't gonna go there, but I love that you did.
Oh no.
Listen, when I watched that video, right? I wanted to play that so bad when I saw. I think I saw it last night or whatever. And because Alex, content king, he's just constantly like,
Yes.
it's like I can't
I
even
don't know how he
finish
does it.
laughing from the last thing when I'm like, what the hell's it? Now he's in a totally different place doing something else amazing. I'm not trying to kiss his ass, but when I watched this, I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I love this dude so much. And it's
Yeah.
not just because I agree with everything he says, but it's just like, I don't know. I just said that basically same thing about the whole Trump not releasing the Epstein files deal and everything. It's like, I still love Trump. I still support Trump.
100%.
I'm just really pissed off that he's not being, we demanded transparency. There's so many people, and if somebody might read like an X post or even something maybe I said on one of the shows, like to think that I'm in that camp, but I try to not put myself in one of these camps. Like, oh, that's it, I'm not MAGA anymore. Trump is in the Epstein files and blah blah blah. Or then the other side that's putting on their blinders and pretending like it's just fine and dandy for what we've wanted now for 15 years, justice for those kids and
Right.
to stop these super rich, powerful people who control our lives one way or the other, whether it's, pills at the store, the how much we spend at the pharmacy, or the music that our kids might listen to on the radio in their school bus. And I could go on and on. These powerful people who puppeteer our lives and they control our culture went to that friggin' island. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
that's why everybody's pissed. Nobody gives a damn about Epstein. I could give a flying crap less about Ghislaine Maxwell either. Nobody cares about that. But anyway, I was saying, like, there's two camps. There's, oh, you guys are so gross. Trump gave us all these other things. What do you care about, the fact that he's just letting all of the powerful people get away with, banging kids? You know what I mean? And then you have the other side who's like, Trump betrayed us. I hate him forever. Bag is dead. Well, I knew I shouldn't have trusted him. And it's like, people need to just, take a deep breath. And the people on this side that are like with the blinders on, take your blinders off. And even if you don't admit it publicly, admit to yourself, that's not right.
Yeah.
Trump should have at least handled it a different way and said, if we expose everybody and arrest everybody, our economy will be in complete chaos. They run the banks, the real estate agencies, Wall Street, everything will collapse if we arrest all these people. Even though I think I might want to go for that option, but anyway. And then the people on the other side who were like, Trump, fuck Trump, fuck Trump. Listen, there's a, like the theme, I guess, for tonight. There's a reason Trump isn't showing the list. We all know there's a list. And I still love Trump. Yes, I admit it. I've lost some trust in Trump over this. I really have. But I think, first of all, it's way a trillion times better than any Democrat that you could put up there, whether it's Kamala or anybody else. So there's that. And even with this, Trump is still better than 90% of any Republican politician right now. So it sucks that we got to eat this like that. And I hope people still keep pushing and don't stop. But just do it more tactfully instead of crying like a baby and saying, fuck Trump. I'm not MAGA anymore. Or like the other people who are, saying like, you guys are gross. Just move on. It's like, come on. Find the happy middle, of this, and mostly everything. It's all about moderation. Like, don't go too far off. You know what I mean? It's is that because it's just funny you brought the big booty Latina thing, and I want to kind of hit on that, but it's just funny. That's where, because from when I watched it, I was like, yo, I love this son of a bitch so much.
Well, I have shied away from the Trump stuff and the Epstein because I'm on the somewhat unpopular side where I, okay, I'm just trying to be a realist.
I
have no
love this.
control
No,
over,
yes.
I have no control over anything that they do. So I just have to decide, am I okay with what is being done? Yeah, it does. I do want to see people, I want to see the law applied. Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
People who rape children, they should be castrated. And,
Yeah.
but I guess the reality is it's not like that. And so honestly, really, and this ties into what I saw after 2 months of his administration, I think. And I realized, oh, he's not getting rid of the deep state. He's installing a new deep state, which I'm like, oh, well, I get it. Because that's when I started to get on the Gen X bandwagon, because it's essentially a Gen X cabinet. I mean, literally, what are seemingly, or what I've been told, are some of the most important positions on the cabinet are Gen X. I'm like, let's go for it. And then, so ever since then, my expectations have been tempered. And so now I look at this situation and I just say to myself, oh, it's possible this is the deal he made.
Yeah.
In some form or another, I tell myself that it's possible he was told, yeah, you can have everything you want, but not without these people. And it's kind of like where I hate to use Hollywood, but I don't know if you ever watched the Soderbergh film about the FBI corruption case, the Big Hustle, I think, and it had well, anyways, so
Paul
it was about, huh?
Paul Newman? Is it an old movie?
No, anyways, so there was a film about corruption, and what I took from that was, corruption exists everywhere. Like, even I am a corrupt person in some respects.
We all are.
I show favoritism. Trees show favoritism to their own genetic lineage. So if that's the reality, then it seemed like, well, is it okay as long as it benefits the United States? You know what I mean? Like, is that the corruption I'm okay with? So also, it's something else is going to happen in 2 weeks. It's going to change the world. That's pretty much par for the course. So I'm just a really wait and see, and not everything he does will be powerful, but I do think he genuinely loves the country, and I just can't wait to see what this new deep state does. Because there is so much that's going to happen outside of our control. Because in the next 30 years. And I'm Chicken Little. I think the apocalypse is coming. I think the space weather news is crazy. I think a holy war is coming. I just think, we're just I believe in the fourth turning. I know that with, like, when I see statistics that a lot of kids can't read or do competent math, but then they are going to rely on AI. I'm like, oh yeah, well, they're fucked. And then you get guys like me. I'm 45, never married, no kids. What's that going to do? I mean, does that just mean I'm going to have to be on the front line when it comes to the point that we really do have to defend what we have? Also, too, you know how it is. You work in the trades. The level of incompetency out there. I'm new to the trades. And when I drive down the roads, now I get it. All those little mess ups, like where the sewer lid is a little too low on the grate, so you go dut every day, and that wears it out faster. And then, that's incompetent. That's what it is. Somebody fucked up. And I just see it all around. And people want to say, I am just going to go all over the place. And I'll finish it with this. Because people even want to say, Oh, all the fires, explosions. Why are things breaking? Oh, the train accidents. I don't think we're facing the reality that it's incompetence. It's an illness right now. But I'm looking for, but I have high hopes. There's going to be a revival. Gen X is going to lead it. We're going to vanquish all our enemies. We're going to get back on the right track. And thanks to people like Alex Stein and yourself, we're going to be entertained the whole way. So it's all roses.
Hell yeah. I think I agree with every single part of that, it's funny you said like sort of like the main problems like incompetence. I think it's what you said like 5 minutes ago. It's selfishness. And incompetence is a result of selfishness. I work with people. Listen, when I do, what I do for people, I do it as if it's for myself or for my wife and kids or for my mother or something. You know what I mean? It's like I try to do. All right, so I install hardscape and landscape, right? So that outdoor is going. When people go to the outdoor, whatever with the fireplace and the whatever. I'm trying not to say it so people don't figure it out. It's kind of different. If somebody goes to their hardscape
Work with
outside,
your hands,
right? Yeah. But when they go out there, first of all, and I'm not bragging whatsoever, I can't remember the last time somebody went out there and was like, "Oh, look at you did here. Look at that over there." Really? Look at that. You know what I mean? They don't do that to mine, but the other crews all get it. And my boss loves me because I do everything as if it's my own. I take so much pride in what I do. I want it to be absolutely perfect. Yeah, I'm a perfectionist. My wife gives me a little crap for it because it's like, with perfection, you can also, trying to strive for perfection, many times you let yourself down. So, so she's right to try and keep me grounded. But I just don't know any other way to do things than to try and go all out. That's why I get so upset with myself when I mess up on the stream. And it's like when the struggle stream with Morgan, dude, I was absolutely. If you had a blood pressure thing on me, it would be going bonker. I was freaking out, but I was trying to play it cool. And Matthew Adams says Scott's a landscaper, bro, getting deported. Call ice. No, sir. I install landscape and hardscape.
Oh,
That's for the Brazilians
managing the illegal labor.
To tell you the truth, because of the high standards of my company, we don't, we'll hire anybody. It's not like discrimination, and there are plenty of different people from all places. But we've just noticed that yes, Brazilians work probably the hardest out of most, people that have come here. But it's a very select few that give a shit, and they aren't selfish, and they didn't come here to do a half-ass job and to knock up a bunch of, white girls and to send all their money back home to Brazil to their mom and to their 3 other baby mamas. And that's the truth. That is the reality. More, that's the, what happens more than the other way. But we have a couple of guys that are so unbelievable. They are so talented. They care. And the truth also is, if anybody thinks this is being racist, white people, I can't find, it's so impossible to find. Honestly, it's either a young, I guess, boomer. I don't know what would be before Gen X, but it's either Gen X or somebody, a boomer on the edge. Those are the only people who work hard. They don't care if, their boss has a bad day and yells at them or something. And they have pride in their work. And my son's a millennial. I love him more than life itself. The goddamn millennials are the worst. They have I don't even know if you could consider them selfish. They just are blank. Not my son, and not, not all, but so many that millennials that we bring in, they're just like, I don't know how to we're masons. I'm not a mason. I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. I had one kid. I'm like, yeah, you got to build. You got to put the brick facade on the front. It's not full bricks, dude. It's just quarter inch. And he's like, dude, I literally, me and my girl just got our nails done, our pedicure. Because I told him you got to take your gloves off because I want you to feel it. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's long. It's kind of hard to explain, but and he's like, I can't take out my pedicure. I want to punch this kid in the face.
You kidding me?
I'm
literally
like, pedicure? Like I'm not like that. Like I was like that when I was younger, but instantaneous. I wanted to clock this kid so hard, just in the temple, one shot.
You should,
like,
because he's wasting everybody's time,
wasting his own time too. Yeah. It's like, dude, take pride in yourself. What are you out of your mind? My hands are pretty clean, and I work with them all the time. We have that Zap stuff. It's like hand soap with like sand in it, and your hands feel like a baby's butt when you're done with it. It's great.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. Well, it's like, so I can only tell you, like, that infuriates me because it's just somebody being soft. And then when after the lockdowns, I went from restaurants to anything I could get when I did construction. And those people the veterans were so salty and mad because not only did they get beat on repeatedly as they came up and, made their bones, then they're told you can't act like that to us anymore. And then that's when you get weak people acting as if they are owed something, and I don't know what it is. I mean, I've always had the exceptional ability. I find work that I enjoy doing. I don't know why more people don't. But then I find some people and they just don't even know what work is supposed to be. They don't understand when I have entered an employment agreement with that person, I keep my mouth shut. And I do everything they ask. And if I don't like it, I go find a different job. There's so many jobs out there. I don't talk back. I might ask questions. I might ask other people, is this normal? Am I being singled out? What's going on here? And then you work it out if you like the work. You're like, no, I want to do this. I'm so triggered. But anyway.
Dude, it's nuts. Junior Coltrane, what up, Junior? Junior Coltrane said, a guy said, I just got my nails done. You're fired. Exactly. Oh, he was gone. He was absolutely gone.
Wrong job.
I went to my boss and I said, because if I'm the foreman of the crew, I'm like, dude, if he's ever on my job again, I'm leaving. And you can deal with Mr. Manicure over there, Manny Petty. And he's like, slow down. What are you talking about? So I explained the whole thing to him, and he's like, "Oh, this isn't the job for him." Then I was like, "Listen, I want to give people a million chances. I have faith in people, even though they don't deserve it, and I want to. I don't want anybody to lose a job and shit. This fool." I wanted to lose his job. He doesn't need to be there. There's plenty of other jobs. Yes, he can go be a cashier at a liquor store. There is nothing wrong with that. You won't have to worry about getting dirt in your nails. You can sit on your ass and be on your phone like he's been doing all the. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just a job that popped in my head. Like, what the? You know what I mean? Guys, it was a white dude, a millennial. I think it was like 19. It was so heartbreaking. And when I didn't do the interview, but I was there when he was being interviewed, and I just happened to talk to him a little bit after his interview because he was there for like 3 months, not even, probably like 2 months. And I'm like, it seemed like he had his shit together, but it's like, oh, okay, so he's just putting your absolute best face on for the thing and for the interview and saying everything right. And then when it came to work, it's like he's on his phone. I'm like, dude, can you grab my boom mic remote? It's just on the back of the flatbed. Can you give that to me? Yeah, dude, hold on. I'm doing something, bro. What? Dude, I'm going to fucking choke this dude. Oh, my God.
Exactly.
I was telling Big E, today, one of the guys on my crew, and he's new, but
That's
he's a
the guy
good
who you
dude.
pee in his water bottle.
Listen, yes. No, I was talking to Big E today, and I'm like, one of the dudes on my crew tipped the boom truck. I mean, it was like
No.
close enough where if it tipped and it rolled, it would definitely be on the news. It was a fucking nightmare. Thank God I saved it. But just shit like that. And so it's like,
Oh.
yeah, just gotta be very fucking careful. Like, there's a lot of shit to do. And that's kind of the thing. Like, a lot of these young kids, they think like, oh, like, so if it was a landscaping job, oh, so I just mow the lawn. It's like, actually, you gotta use this tool called an edger, and you have to edge, but you don't do it every time because you want the land to grow. But it's like you got to do mulching, and you got to do this and that. You got to plant fucking trees, and it's not just mowing lawns, dude. You know what I mean? Like, we don't do that side, but I'm just giving an example. It's like, oh, I thought I was just coming here to mow the lawn, dude. It's like, just get the fuck out of here. Ugh.
All
There's
right,
a bunch of good,
Oh yeah,
good.
go for
Wait, just real quick. Truth Unbreakable said, "Well said, guys." She's like, greed, incompetence, selfishness, and follower mentality. King, yes. Free Joe Exotic. Real quick. Me and Morgan were a little worried because Bubba the Love Sponge posted on X last week or the week before that Joe Exotic's not going to be on his show ever again. And the bad guy from Tiger King on Netflix, he almost got to me and Morgan too. I haven't talked to Morgan about it since, but he almost got to me. I was like, dude, I don't know if I trust this, because he posted a video of one of the jurors who said guilty. And she said, well, we got to watch a videotape where he threatened to, we heard him where he wanted her killed and Carol Baskins killed, and he was going to pay for it. We heard it. So I look into it, and I'm like, man. So I look into it more. I asked Grok. Grok sent me a couple of different places, and it's the same exact audio recording that they play in the Tiger King thing, where in the Tiger King Netflix series, where Joe is saying, he's like, I don't care, I just want that bitch dead. Just get that bitch out of my life. And then he's talking to there's like two guys in the room, and he's like, dude, I'll pay you. He's joking. He's drinking around. He's drinking, joking around, and he's joking. And at the end of that tape, he's like, like, how much would it cost? He's like, dude, I'm not paying nothing. I'm just, we're just having fun. I can't stand her. It's like, so he didn't. You know what I mean? What dumb jury? I mean, maybe they cut that part out for the jury because it's in federal court, so we don't get to see what happens in federal court.
I confess I'd never watched Tiger King.
No? Oh, that's a great show. But all I know is I am back to free Tiger King. I really am. I'm back. I mean, as I've been saying before, there might be other things that he did, but nobody has ever showed me proof. And he's not in jail for that. He's in jail for supposedly hiring a hitman to kill Carol Baskins, and he did not do that. So free that chuck-a-luck. Buzzy Bob says Scott Starboard is #1 true American. Oh, dude, I love it. Bad Buddhist is too, believe me. Our man Bad Buddhist is.
Yeah, I love America.
Hell yeah. Junior Coltrane said, if a man ever told me that he just got his nails done, I'd probably go Mike Tyson mode on him. Bro, I literally had to calm myself down. I had to picture my children's, face in my head, because I'm like, chill out. I was literally this close to I wanted to punch him so bad. And he's not a bad kid. It's just, he's, like 19 or 20. It's like, dude, when I was 19 or 20, like that kid acts like I did when I was 12, maybe 11. Like, dude,
sounds like his
grow the
expectations
fuck up.
are too high.
Yeah, it's like, be a man, dude. You're 19. You're a young man. You're not going to be perfect. You're going to make plenty of mistakes. You're not going to say the right things. But going to get a manicure and then telling your fucking boss that you got one, oh, I don't want to take my glovies off because I got a manicure. Dude, unbelievable. I didn't even want to punch him. I mean, yeah, I kind of want to punch him out of frustration. I wanted to punch him because he deserves to be punched. He needs his brains rattled. It's like, dude, where's your testosterone, for the love of God? Shit, we got 5 minutes left till DMS comes on. It's been great. We had too much fun. I didn't even get to all the shit I wanted to get to.
I know. I'm sorry.
I know,
I kept pulling you down rabbit holes.
Oh, I love it.
Scott down here. It's like really dark and
Yes.
it's probably make believe, but it's
Dude,
cool.
I love
Just bring
it.
the black light.
Listen, we gotta. Whoops. We gotta do this one because this is the headline, and I always mess up, and I never say what the hell the title of the show is. I always forget. So this is our boy Matthew Adams out there in Portland representing Alex Stein in the chat rats. It's unbelievable. And
yes.
Asmongold, the #1 streamer in the world, bro. Asmongold, right here, reviewed it. I don't know how he found it or what the hell happened, but you tell me. Is Asmongold a chat rat now or what? Ready? Watch this.
A man dressed in a pig costume is outside of ICE facility Portland demanding big booty Latinas not get deported.
City of Portland, Tom Holman, Alex Stein 99 has a message for everybody. The big booty Latinas stay. The big booty Latinas stay. Woo. The big booty Latinas are not to be deported or sent
so
back.
Perfect.
Nobody has done more for the big booty Latina in America than Primetime 99 Alex Stein.
Woo.
We support the big booty Latinas.
If we had a policy where if you were a 9 or a 10, you get to stay if you're a girl, but everybody else gets deported, would I support that policy unironically? No, I wouldn't. I'd be the one proposing it.
I love that.
That would be my policy. That's my idea. I wouldn't want to support it because that would mean that somebody else would be taking credit for my idea. 7+, to be honest. I'd say probably 8, honestly. Like, yeah, I'd say 8 at least, right? To many women, all women are a 10. No, you only have guys that are making these decisions. Yeah, only guys that make these decisions. You don't have girls going in there.
Yeah. All right. So in a way, like you kind of already answered this earlier. So I was going to ask you. Well, I'm just gonna straight up say it anyway. Asmongold is now an Alex Stein chat rat. So congratulate Asmongold. You've come over to the good side.
You see what I post on the community page? I throw out honorary chat rat to left and right. You know.
Yes.
Yep. And I love too that he doesn't mention it and people don't really associate it, but in the background we're like, yeah, that's a chat rat. Yeah,
yeah. Absolutely. It was just shocking to me. Hold on, I'm gonna try and find a spot where he looks good because I'm gonna rant a second here. Whoops. Yeah, it looks a little better. All right, here's the deal. And it's okay that we don't agree on this, but for me, I think it's true. I think if you're a 9 and you're from Central South America, I don't care if wherever you're from, and you've come here illegally, we need more beautiful women. And I'm not saying that because listen, I got my woman for the rest of eternity in the afterlife. I'm lucky. I'm happy. But American girls have been, not all, obviously, but American girls have lost the American way. They've lost their, the morals. They've lost their, I guess people say old fashioned, but really it's, the CEO of the house. They are what makes that house a home. You know what I mean? And we've lost that. So I think instead of going, you have, what do they call it? Somebody said it earlier, travel bros or whatever. What the hell's the term?
Oh, Passport Bros.
Passport Bros. Instead of having to have Passport Bros, just keep the 9s and we'll be fine. That's what I'm saying. Real quick. So, Superman. I said I'd talk about Superman because we got to get the hell out of here. Wait, real quick. DMS, Doc Matt Steve, are you going on at 8 o'clock or what? Is it 8? Shoot. I don't know if you're going on. I got to check. I just want to see if I got a couple of minutes here to deal with it. There's so much other stuff I wanted to get to. Me and Matthew Adams today were talking. I'm like, what should I talk about? No, don't feel bad.
I'm so
We had a
sorry,
blast, dude. We both, you and I both go off on crazy wormhole. Yes, I love every second of it. I fucking love every second of it. It's great. Where's Dark Match Steve? There we go.
I just said it'll be 5 minutes
Oh,
late.
he said it'll be 5 minutes late. All right, real quick. Thank you. I love you, brother. Real quick. So, in my opinion, I watched the Superman movie. It wasn't awful. That's why I called it super mid. But here's the thing. I fucking hate Superman's logo. It doesn't look like Superman. It looks like some just cheap, like second, Temu-ass Superman logo. His uniform was kind of weak. If you look at it, he's got like these like Superman's supposed to be jacked up. And not like, super crazy, ridiculous jacked. Not like Macho Man Savage. But he's, I'm trying to think of somebody else. Like he's just supposed to, be cut. Not like, Muscle Man, but he's supposed to be cut. He's supposed to look like Doc Matt Steve with his shirt off, like just ripped, And so I didn't like that. I couldn't stand Green. Sorry, there's gonna be a little bit of spoilers. I'm not gonna say the ending or anything like that for anybody. But Green Lantern. It's supposed to be like some weird, obscure Green Lantern because James Gunn just loves those obscure characters. And I do too, typically. Green Lantern was terrible. Didn't really play the part good, and it's not the actor's fault. The haircut looks stupid. The Justice team, it's not the Justice League. It's a different thing. It's like the Justice Gang. Their uniforms are absolutely terrible. The story was complete dog shit. I loved the visuals. I didn't really care for the actress who played Lois Lane, but I liked where the dynamic with Superman and Lois Lane was. I thought it was very interesting that they turned it into Israel-Palestine and that Israel was the bad guy. And to be honest, you've heard it. Everybody's heard my take. I didn't even like the fact that that's in there. I don't even want that in there. It's like, ugh, I just kind of didn't like it. And there was something else about it too. It was just they made Lex Luthor way OP for the first movie. Like this, like they just rushed the hell out of this. There was no origin story that we saw for Superman. Like, we all know, Krypton blew up. His mom and dad shot him out to Earth. He lands here in, I think it's Kansas, raised by a nice, good country family, goes to school, he has to hide his powers, blah, blah, blah. We all know. But you see how fast I said that? They could have done that. Instead, we just get, we get dialogue explaining a little bit, and then he's laying in the ground because he got beat up for the first time ever. And it's like, we didn't get to see those creatures that Lex Luthor made. Like, how are they so OP? I guess they're like mutants or whatever. Like, it just felt rushed and mixed up, and I wanted to like it. Now, what do you got to say? What did you think?
Okay. You know what? I think the movie is great, but in a different kind of way. It's not like, I know not everybody will like it. It is, it's a kid's movie, in my opinion. Not really any adult or genuine stakes. I loved the Superman though, cocky. I believe that's how the most powerful person raised in Kansas would act, conflicted. I liked the payoff speech at the end, where, sure, they ditched spoiler, close your ears, kids, but they ditched the truth, justice, American way. But they substituted with, hey, I'm human. Fuck you. And a human and is not perfect. I make mistakes. Things screw up all the time, and that's and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool because I thought as a kids movie, I thought it was a great message for kids. Because adults, the kids don't understand that it's a parallel between Israel and Palestine.
Right.
But so you can see he threw some red meat out, but there's he does not deal with identity politics.
No,
it's not.
it
the
wasn't
guy even said, "Get the pronoun crap out," right?
Yes, it wasn't super woke. I'll give
Right.
them that. It wasn't super, super woke, and that's why I say it was super mid. But
it was simple.
I don't disagree with anything you said, even though you loved it and I didn't really care for it. I didn't hate it.
Well, it's okay. I want to qualify it.
I wanted certain things to be done. Like James Gunn made the Guardians of the Galaxies movies. Those are my favorite movies, I think, of all time at this point. They're fucking amazing. So that's what I wanted, but
yeah, it was not as serious as that. It was, but it was. I don't know. I just go back to it was a kids movie, and also too, even no matter how I personally feel about it, I still think it was the perfect Superman movie for today. I think James Gunn is tapping in. But also, I like what he's doing overall. I liked Creature Commandos. I thought that was so much fun. I love Peacemaker. When they had Peacemaker just
it was
broken
awesome.
down and vulnerable, crying in his shitty trailer on episode 1, I'm like, what am I watching? And then on episode 2, he's having sex with this woman who then kicks his ass and then explodes. I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen, but this is crazy. And at the very end, he's telling superheroes to F off. I just thought, okay, you got me. I'm looking forward to Peacemaker the next season.
But see but that's what I was saying. That's what James Gunn is so great at. He finds those obscure comic book characters and brings them straight out front and makes them better than the other characters. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, and by the way, real quick, we got to get out of here, but real quick, dude who played Superman, totally, I was wrong about him. He did so good. Like, I didn't think he was going to be bad, but he just seemed like a nobody, but he was a perfect nobody to make you fall in love with the guy, kind of, you know what I mean? Like, he did a perfect job. Perfect job. Yes. And he looks like Superman. He looks like Christopher Reeves. He did great. We got to get the hell out of here. I don't want to be on.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Matthew Adams, Thomas Gilson. I love all of you. Yes, and the Chat Rat Queen. And I've never done shout outs, so I'm going to mess up. But Truth is Unbreakable, everybody, BW. Yes, so love you all. Thank you so much.
Dude, thank you so much for being here, brother. We'll do this again. We're going to do this a million times. I was going to say, where can everybody find you?
Oh, I think my handle is called Turning Wheels 79.
Turning Wheels 7. I was going to say, but
and I'm only on X.
Yes, that's good.
Honestly, I'm
everywhere, but I'm really only on X. Oh, I guess on YouTube, but I'm really only on X too. All right, brother, I love you so much. I'll be hitting you up. We'll hit you up anyway, but I can't wait to have you back on again. This was awesome.
Yes, it was great. Talk to you later. Thank you.
Love you, brother. Yep. Bye. All right, y'all. It's that time. Stockman Steve time. Way overboard. George Reeve was the real Superman. Amen. The new Superman film showcase ice raids, illegals, mid-woke, but true on humanity and growth. I agree 1,000%. That trailer looked I forget. It did look a little goofy. That's all I know. And it didn't make me want to see it. I just saw it because I knew it was going to be there. I'm so sorry to Dogman Steve was so late. Thank you so much to Bad Buddhist and all you guys for being here. I love every last one of you. Please, please, please get over to Dark Match Steve's right now. I'll be back here tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, I love you. Let's go have some fun. We're going to go over to Dark Match Steve's. I'll be in the chat. We're going to do our thing. I love you guys so much. See you tomorrow. See you over at Dark Match Steve's. Right now, go over to Dark Match Steve's. Go to Dark Match Steve's.